to get started learning languages with stories. I'm really excited about this one because I got some people in the chat last week, friends of mine, and they were just chit-chatting, making some suggestions, and they were like, not that people don't want to learn Russian, because we're not giving up on Russian. We're learning Russian today. We're doing a Russian lesson right now, like in 5 minutes. A Russian lesson is happening. And it's just a matter of we needed a story that more people knew, and then I was thinking I can probably throw another language. I'll learn 2 languages at the same time since we spend so much time learning the English. Well, if I do a second language, then I'll already know the English. So I think that'll give me a leg up. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do a Russian lesson on what? The one and only Squid Game, okay, hit series. And we know that with learning languages, if you've been following along, it takes about an hour to learn about 4 or 5 sentences. So I've taken the first scene and the last scene. I've broken them all into sections. It's like some 15 sections. It'll probably take us the entire week just to do the first scene. And if you haven't seen it, it's just kids playing the actual Squid Game. It's a short scene, but it's a bunch of sentences. There's a ton to learn. So this is the first section of the first scene. Now I just want to explain to you a little about this overlay before we get right into the app. Whatever we're going to learn today, it's right above us. It's right there, right above. You see on the left is the Russian. In the middle is how to pronounce it. And on the right is the English. So we can just look at the yellow. We can ignore everything else for now. We see we have Squid Game, Episode 1, Season 1. The first section is called Local Tradition. And the words are, in my city, this game was called Squid Game. It was so called because the field shaped like a squid. Now, if you look at that English is not exactly how I would say it. I would say, in my city, there was a game called Squid Game. It was called that because the field was shaped like a squid. The English we're seeing here has been slightly adjusted to attempt to follow more accurately the grammar of Russian, since Russian is what we're doing right now. We're going to learn these words in Russian. In my city, I already have a leg up because I did Rat City, Gorod Kris. So this Goradye, that must be city. В моем городе это. In my city is this, or whatever. And again, the way you word this English, that would sound correct in Russian. In my city, this, the game was called Squid Game. That makes sense in Russian, that type of grammatical structure. And that's why this English is written this specific way to get you a little bit accustomed to it. So we're going to get into this app. Let's check it out. We have here, of course, I'm logging in with Miss Carabano. That's my account. I have 5 stories. Protect Yourself, that's my story. I have Rat City. I have another story like Ready to Learn. And I have, of course, Epidemic, which is what I did the first 2 weeks until I betrayed them and moved on to Squid Game. So we're going to go on to Squid Game. We see that Squid Game, Episode 1, Scene 1. So we get this. This is the first section. This is it. We look at the bottom. It's 1 out of 7 sections. This is Local Tradition. I made that up. I named the section Local Tradition. Why? Because in my city, and I think in the video he might say even in my town, which is a little more like that local tradition vibe. In my town, there was a game called Squid Game. It was called that because, guess what? Shaped like a squid. That's the whole story. I don't even want to click next because I don't need to. I just need to know this English. And once I know this English, the Russian is just going to be like, boom, right in there. Now notice none of these have pictures because I did that on purpose because we're not doing any of that. Who cares about games need rules and here are the rules and on 2 feet, Secret Inspector, how do I win, the joy of victory. If you take these 7 sections, they add up to just that first scene of these young kids playing Squid Game. And it's like the main character thinking about his youth. It's just too overwhelming. You need to, one of these things called chunking, which takes this story, Squid Game, with many, many episodes. Okay, how do we break it up? How do we chunk it? Chunk it into episodes. How do we take that episode and spread it out? We spread it into scenes. But even this scene has 7 different sections. So we're going to work on this till we got it. We're not going to move forward. The plan is going to be like this. Learn the English, learn the Russian, make a video. Do that on repeat. So We have here local tradition. We're still in English, so I'm going to kind of ignore the rest for now. Kind of my subconscious. See that местные традиции? Whoa, weird sounds. The more and more Russian I know, the easier and easier using this technique becomes. Because, you know, like I said, v mayam, I know v. I know maya means my, so mayam's got to mean my. Goradia, well, Gorad Kris is rad city. Goradia must mean city. But again, put that aside. Do I know the English? In my city, the game was called Squid Game. It was so called because the field shaped like a squid. Notice we didn't say it was shaped like a squid, because in Russian they just wouldn't say it that way in this particular case. They would just say because the field shaped like a squid. The was is implied with the word shaped. In English, that was, we just throw it in there for, you know, to sound cute. I'm going to go right into multiple cards because I feel like I got this, you know? I'll jump around. My city, Jesus. My city had a game. Oh my God, how did I forget this already? In my city, this game, because they word it weird, the way the Russian would word it, called. So the bottom, check this out, just for those who don't know. This bottom right here, like, these are the choices. The yellow, one of the yellows is going to fill in this yellow here. So if I could, like, block something, you know, where to go? Just to really, really, really show. This up here, called something game. This is just a line from the story. It's not the full line to really get you to think. So it's something, it's called something game. It's called Squid Game. So the answer is squid. On the bottom are the choices. Squid. Only one of them is going to work. Squid. So I click squid. What's going to happen? Applause. See what I'm saying? So that randomly crashed, which was weird. I think shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Let's see if I missed something. There was a game. My city. The game was called Squid Game. So again, we look at the top. Just to show one more time. We look at the top. We say, the blank was called Squid Game. Well, the game was called Squid Game. So do we have any choices that game? Yes. Fuakata. Getting this really, really weird. Huh. Getting this weird bug. I think it's something I did yesterday. I forgot to. But I think I can fix it here real quick. Shouldn't be coding right now, but I just got to get a quick little. I think it's because I named the section, this is not going to make any sense, but I named the section the same as one of the lines, and I think it's causing a little problema. So we'll say no temp is not equal to no. I'm going to get right into this lesson so quick. Will this fix the error? We are about to find out. Yeah, I think I named something silly. In the other languages, it shouldn't happen, but I fixed them in all of them with the Russian. Oopsie. Let's see what's good. Okay, going back to the first section. Going to open up the games. Going to open up this multiple card game. In my city, called SquidGame. What the F? Something is not right. Shit. Yeah, I was working like crazy last night on this code, and I thought it was the code. I mean, it was the code, of course, but it was like something weird. I didn't account for the fact if I named the section and the line the same thing, which I didn't even think that would be a problem. But it was what it was. Really trying to make this work. Should be learning programming instead of coding, right? That should be, I should learning programming instead of Russian. Yeah, I tested all of them last night. I didn't test the Russian. I was like, oh, the Russian's fine. It's not fine. Alright, this doesn't work. We'll have to switch games to something else. Alright, in my city, this, ETA, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field was shaped like a squid. In my city, when it's only one, that's the section name. That's called local tradition. The game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field. Because the field. So we know we're going to come across some because the field. The word field or court. We're going to learn that in Russian. We're going to learn the word squid. We're going to learn the word game. These are unavoidable. It was called. I was called. He was called. It all is going to connect. The game was called SquidGame. Before that, what's the line before that? Well, in my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called, why? Because the field. Remember, when it's one, it's just a section name. They want you to see it's in local tradition. That's where we are. We're in SquidGame episode 1, scene 1. And the section name, local tradition. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field. When there's only one, what do we got? Local tradition. Ooh, I forgot to open Let me open the chat on my phone in case some people got some Russian questions while we play. All right. Now I got my chat off my phone. So if you have any little Russian suggestions, once we start the Russian, you have any questions, just get in there. Okay, this is one on its own. That's local tradition. We're just going to do about 8 more minutes of this English, and then we're going to do half an hour of just pure Russian, and I'm going to just... This Russian is going to be a piece of cake for me. This is the thing. The more and more classes I do, the more and more words I know. I don't have to learn sentences anymore. I'm just learning individual words and getting the feel for it. Super exciting. The game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field shaped like a squid. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. Local tradition. 2 more minutes of this, and then we're going to do some scatter, which I love. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field, guess what? Shaped like a squid. Not that crazy. In my city, it was so called. No. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. Local tradition. Local tradition. It was so called because the field, guess what? Shaped like a squid. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. The game was called SquidGame. It was so called because la 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 la. All right, let's do some 3-1-2. This is where it gets good. In my city, this. The word this is weird, but that's the way the Russians are going to word it. We're getting used to that kind of Russian formulation of the sentence. We understand English enough that that sentence makes sense to us. Oh, the word this is there for no reason. It's fine. This, the game, was called SquidGame. The game was called SquidGame because the field shaped like a squid. In my city, this what? This game. It was so called. Okay. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field shaped like a squid. The game was called SquidGame. In my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field shaped like a turtle. Oh no! Shaped like a squid. Macy K Comedy in the house. Gonna learn some Russian. So this is it. This is it. I know it now. Because guess what? In my city, the game was called SquidGame. It was so called because the field shaped like a squid. Because the field shaped like a squid. All right, feeling pretty good about that. We have a couple other games, but it's the English for me. I'm like, okay, I got this, you know. I could do some mnemonics. Let's see if there's any mnemonics. If I'm in the English mode, notice the American flag. I went to one card, single card, and then I can go to the hashtag. That'll see if there's any mnemonics. There's a money grab in, what the hell? Oh, this is dumb. But now I remember. So you play these games like, what was that game? There's 4 of you, and you're just fighting like 100 people, 1,000. They're not even people; they're like monsters. And there's like 1,000 of them. Gauntlet, and then you'd kill them, and a bag of money would appear. So there's a money grab. Like there's money to grab. In what? In the game. It's ridiculous. But I remember now when I made this mnemonic up, there's a money grab. A money grab, igra. But the B is not bold. It's just the EY of money and the GRA. So it's igra. There's a money grab, igrab, in what? In the game. So igra means game. It's crazy. So this is telling my father, Pa, I had a deal. It was like last time. Bahadila must mean was like. Nah, you can go on. That one's messed up. All right, not a ton of mnemonics here. Already repeated this one, so I'm going to exit here. I'm ready for the Russian. Any questions on the English? Anyone in chat? What's up, Alex? Anyone in chat questions on the English before I move forward? Look, in my city, the game is called Squid Game. Duh. Guess why? It was called because the field shaped like a mother effing squid. I'm ready for the Russian. I'm fine with it. I'm going to go right into it.
What about? That's college was.
I'm not going to. All right, just the 4 lines. Super quick. I mean, super quick. Alex, can you lower that, please? Alex! Sorry to you. I'm going to tell Alex to lower that music. He's like, oh yeah, let me blast some. It's Russian music and I love it, but it's just a little too loud. Yo, what up? Can you lower that a little bit, Alex? Because it's recording again. They just got back from playing some soccer. Playing, igrat. Ani were playing. I don't know. Igraish? No, that's not right. But I know that igrat means play. And they were playing soccer. If anyone knows how to play soccer. Soccer in Italian is calcio. Soccer in Spanish, football. Soccer in Russian, I do not know. Я не знаю. Where are we? What's happening? We're just gonna do a quick more of those 4 lines in English because, like, come on. 4 lines in English. All right. It's just 4 lines, y'all.
The rules are simple. Children are divided into 2 groups, the offense and the defense.
Oh, no. This is what it is. That's tomorrow's lesson.
In my town, we had a game called the Squid Game. We called it that because it's played in a court shaped like a squid.
Duh! That's it. Done. Done deal. That is that. What we're looking at, this nonsense of words, characters that nobody understands, we know what it means already. I can look at it. If I had no knowledge of Russian, I'd kind of know. The first line must be, in my town, the game was called Squid Game. It was called that because the field, last line, anyone? Shaped like a squid. The field was shaped like a squid. Okay, that's easy. So we know this already. I mean, this is great. Look at that. I know how to read the Russian characters because I've been taking these lessons. So I know look at the last line, the last word of the last line. If there's anyone who could guess that, I mean, the letter is K. It's Kalmara. Kalmara. How do you say Kalmara? Calamari? Squid. I think I already know squid. And it has the phonetic on top. Calamara. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it, but that's got to be squid, because if that's not calamari, I don't know what is. All right? We've got igra, that means play. We've got vumayam goradia eta. I already know that line, so this is going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to go right into matching, because I love starting with matching. Just kind of see what I know, get in there. So this is going to be, I'm going to start from the easiest one. Mayam. My. Duh. Yo. Just kidding. Going back in. Sometimes it just does that for fun. Mayam. My. See? It's just like a weird bug the first time in. Not important. Not important. So, igra. We just said that. There's a money grab. I know that one's super weird. Igra. I just learned that means the game. But the reason why I so quickly learned that is because My brother plays soccer, and there was a picture when I was testing code like 2 years ago. We were playing soccer, and there was a picture. I was wearing black and yellow. I was putting on my cleats, and it said Igrat on the card that I was making back then. This is me coding like more than 2 years ago. And so I know Igrat meant play, and Igra means game. All right, what do we got here? This first one, look, it's got the picture with the city. I know V'mayim, that's in my. Well, duh, the line is in my city. So even if you didn't know this next one was city, Goradia, it is. V'mayim goradia eta. Something like that. Little by little, but you know the answer already, so you're starting from a strong position. Eta, there's an equal sign, clearly that's is. Now here, I use all my math skills when it comes to this. And math is not like 1 + 1 is 2. Math is actually more logic. When I say, oh, you want to talk about math, I'm actually talking about logic. Because we have some options up top. We have this sentence, we have this sentence, we have the squid, we have the court, and then we have this word on its own. But on the bottom, we only have one word that's on its own. Because. So, potamu. Potamu must be because. Because it's shaped like a squid, y'all. So this one has a squid on it, and this one on the bottom left says the word squid. So, Pachadila formi na calamara. Something like that. Sounded a little Italian at the end. That's got to be shaped like a squid. And you can hear the word formi, formar, form. To take form, to take shape. Formi, form, shape. Formi means shape. Calmara, whatever that is. Calamari, squid. Shaped like a squid. And then there's only one left that's Potamu što. Did it say it? We can add the audio if that one's missing it. All right, I got 26 minutes to learn this. And then after that, I'm going to learn the Spanish. Then after that, I'm going to learn the Korean. Then after that, I'm going to teach the English to our special guest, Enrique. Sorry for yelling, but Enrique is our special guest today. So we got 4 hours of learning. Pole, yeah. Pole, yeah. I know those two words. Pole, yeah. Oh, look at this one. For me. For me. For me? We learned Goradia. I know that one because my story read city, Gorad Kris. Goradia must mean city. Potamu. Potamu. We just learned that meant because. Potamu. All right. Calmara. There's no image, which we're going to fix that, but calmara means squid. Okay, I see this sentence has calmara in it on the left, and it has a picture of a squid. So you're cheating here, but let's just click it. Pachadila formi na calmara. Pachadila formi na calmara. That must mean shape of a squid or something like that. Fuakata. Okay, we got two left. One without a picture and one with a picture. The two options are field and was called. I don't think this word bubble is for field. So, nazivalis means was called. Nazivalis. Polya, it's got to be field. That's how we start figuring it out. We're tearing apart the Russian word by word, since we know the lines anyway. Okay, right in the middle, for me. For me? Goradia on the right. That's city. I see this one right here, the V'mayim Goradia Eta. I mean, that's the first line. In my city. All the way on the left, on the top left. Mesni traditsa. Don't know what that is, but I do. Traditsi. Traditsi must mean tradition. This first word, mesni, must mean local. This is local tradition. Miestni tradici. Miestni tradici. I have a messed up knee, so that's going to be easy to learn. Now, we have two of them that say calmara. Now, this pajarila form or shape. So not only does this one have the word squid right here, but it also has the word shape. So this one must be this one. Almost got that one wrong. Oh shit, these next ones also have calmara in it. But this one is igra. There's a money grab, igra. That's a game, and that's calmara, squid game. Which leaves us with the last one, igra nazivalas igra calmara. Game called Squid Game. Tells you. Igra calmara. Okay. Na, that ball is on something. So na is on. Eto with the equal sign, that's is. This thing. Pagadila formi na calmara. So it has formi, for me, that means form or shape. Na calmara, squid, shape of a squid. So that must be shaped like a squid. I don't know what that pagadila is yet, but we'll find out. Just make the sound, that's important. You notice I'm saying pagadila. Someone's like, oh, he must know this Russian already. I don't know what pagadila is. I'm not even reading the Russian. I'm reading the phonetic on top. And for me, KH is pagadila. It's weird. Even though they ended in O, this one kind of ended in A sound. Pagadila formi na calmara. So where are we? We are in this one. Mestni tradici, which means local tradition. Miestni tradici. Miestni tradici. And here, v, I know means in. Tak means so. And what's left? Polya. Field. Boom. All right, after a little bit of matching, which we just did, I just want to make sure that we've personalized these cards. Now, if we look up top, remember we have 7 sections. We're only doing section 1, so the rest of them are all blank. We don't care about that right now. We only have section 1 unlocked. And we know that one is Miestni tradici, local tradition. Miestni. Miestni must mean local. Miestni tradici, local tradition. So we've got the 4 lines. I like these images. В моем городе это. В моем городе это. Okay. Okay, so it's city, Squid Game, called, court, squid.
We got a ticket.
No, that's for Charles and
I know. I'm sorry, but either way, like, what do I send it to him? Call him?
So if you want to take a picture, send it to Steve, but that's on their property. We shouldn't even be taking it off of that. That's for Chelsea and them got the
Just so
ticket.
you know, the guy just came, Nick, or whatever his name was, from upstairs. Real nice guy.
Yoga guy?
Yeah, he's like balding, whatever.
Yoga guy?
Really nice guy, yeah. He was like, you know, if you guys want, we can split it or just picture it. And I'm like, I didn't say get mad. I was just like, oh, but isn't this?
It's literally from the mattresses
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's
No, that fine is not given to Williamsburg Beacon Corp. That's given to 12 St. Mark's Place.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it said to him, but it seemed like he's so nice. I don't know if he's being nice or he has something to do with it, but he was like, we could just split it. He said it in a very
He
nice
probably had very much to do with it. So
because he's like,
it's a mattress, like.
he said he doesn't know who threw it out.
So I'm gonna look at some of the words. Just make sure that okay. V in Mayam Goradia Eta in my city is. Any mnemonics? V Mayam Goradia. Goradia. Any words sound like Goradia? Go Rod, yeah. Goradia. Goradia. This is dumb, but go Rod. Yeah. He's from my city. Rod is from my city. He's pretty serious hot rod racer. Go Rod, yeah. He's from my city. That's where I want him to live. That's why I want him to live in the car race. I don't want him just to live. I want him to win. But go, Rod. Yeah. He's from my city. So stupid, but it's going to work. Igra. That mnemonic's not great. Nazivalas. Now we know that means Nazivalas. Nazivalas. We know that means was called, but I got nothing in terms of mnemonics. Igra v Kalmara. Igra v Kalmara. Igra v Kalmara. I noticed that the V, that means in, they kind of do it like an F sometimes. Remember, I don't take any Russian lessons. I do 0 Russian lessons. I do not study the Russian alphabet. I do not study Russian grammar. I only do Cyrano flashcard stories, which I currently have 3 with the app and 3 that I did without the app. So I've got Rat City, Protect Yourself, and Epidemic Scene 1, which we did the first 2 weeks. So that's all the Russian I know, and everything I'm learning, it's with you, and it's process of elimination, guessing, and of course all of that based on the fact that we already know the story. Okay. No mnemonics for that. I'm just looking over. Whatever I change here, that goes into the exams, the tests, and all that stuff. It automatically goes in. No. Tak. Ooh, I stepped on a tack. Stepped on a tack. Hurt. Such a dumb thing, but so much. So tak means so. Look, not great, but it's something. I want Nazivalas. 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 Got nothing. All right, we're about to get some. Potamu. Potamu. Bot. What's bot? Polya. Polya. It hit the pole. Yeah. Yeah, it's legit court. So basically, you know, you take a shot and it hits the pole. You could say like soccer, and you're trying to shoot a goal and it hits the pole. And I'm like, oh no, that should have gone in. And the guy's like, I'm like, oh, it should have gone in. And he's like, it hit the pole. Yeah, it's a legit court. It's a legit field. Like, there's nothing, in my mind, it makes sense. Okay, and last but not least, Pachadila. Pachadila. Remember, you can put your own voice over any of your own cards. I choose to do that just to kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, I like this one for me even better. See that at stack? See, I can actually favorite the card. So this one with the car will show up instead of these other ones. Well, I like this one instead also. Pachadila. I had a deal. It was just like last time. All right. Still in section 1. Igra v Kalmara. Episode 1. Scene 1. Miestni tradici. I just learned that. Local tradition. So cool. Now, if we look on the left, that single card game. That's the easier card game. Is what we're going to start with. Na. I'm on it. Miestni tradici. Duh. Local tradition. В моем городе это. В моем, my, or в моем, in my, городе это. In my city. Моем. My. Go Rod, yeah! He's from my city. Это. Nope! Aya! I meant to. Игра называлась игра в кальмара. Игра, game, называлась. called. Игра в кальмара. The game was called Squid Game. It's getting in it. Называлась. I don't have to learn a lot of new words. Just a few of them. Игра. Could add a... That игра needs a graphic. Называлась. So look, I noticed игра didn't have a graphic. Ah, that's the one I want to favorite. See, I like the Guile graphic. The other игра didn't have a graphic. So you see that when you change it in the app, it changes it in the games as well. It only takes the top card inside of these games and tests. Pahadilla. It was like last time. Calmara. Calamari. Местные традиции. В моем городе это. В моем городе это. В моем. Goradia. Gorad, yeah. He's from my city. Игра называлась игра в кальмара. Она, she, or it. She or it. Because I remember it says, it was called. Она называлась. Something like that. It was called. I remember seeing that. Stepped on attack. It hurt so much. Так. В means in.
Что?
Что. That. It's like the word que in Spanish. Calmara, squid. Потому что, поле. Because that field or court. Поле. Местные традиции. Местные традиции. Традиции. Tradition. Традиции. Could I say моем традиции? Probably not, but that's like my tradition. Probably not, because Russian like changes the words a little bit. Anna, she. Походила формой на кальмара. Was like the shape of a squid. Это is. Goradia, city. Goradia. Она так называлась. See, this one, it looks like she's so called. No, but the ana means it as well. It was so called. Она так называлась. It was so called. Form, or shape. For me, Называлась. Называлась. It sounds like that guy's name, that actor. Называлась. Remember him? He was like an actor back in the day. Like, sounds like his name. Называлась. If I can remember
Что?
it, I'll make a mnemonic on that. That. Что. Походила формой на кальмара. Походила was like, form or shape, на кальмара, of a squid. Bam. I'm going to play a couple other games. I just like, going, ayaja, my keyboard. Sorry for yelling. Do I even need the keyboard? But whoa, it went far. He's okay. Or it's okay. See, I can call the keyboard he or it in English to a certain extent, and you can do the same with it was so called. Ana tak nazivalas. Okay, little by little. I'm getting it. Little by little. Slowly but surely. Polya. Listen, it hit the pole. Yeah, it's a legit court or field. Она, she, or it. Игра называлась игра в кальмара. Кальмара. Game was called All right, I'm ready to kick it up. Go Ride,
Ride.
yeah. He's from my city. Now, we have these other two games that we want to test
Игра в кальмара.
based on the images. Игра в кальмара. That means game of squid or squid game. See that on the right?
Игра в кальмара.
Same. La. Formi. Shape or form.
Она.
She or it.
Потому.
Потому. Ana. Ana is she.
Походила.
Bahadilla was like. I had a deal. It was like last time. So I'm doing the was. Это is. Местные традиции. Local tradition.
Что?
Что? What? Что? Formi. Shape. Кальмара. В моем городе это. В моем
Горадия.
All right, now, this is checking with your eyesight. We can check with your hearing. Игра называлась игра в кальмара. Boom. Кальмара.
Горадия.
Goradia. City. For me. For me? Она так называлась. She was so called, or it was so called. Походила формой на кальмара. So I love this one. Test your ear really well. I'm going to exit here. Oh, I made some money. How are we looking here? 29 no coins. Very nice. Very nice. Every coin, you can make new cards with coins, which helps your learning really, really accelerate. Once you get this app, you can only make friends. Okay, it's not a friend-based app. It's only follow-based. So you follow someone. And when you follow someone, you get all of their stories and all of their cards. We're going to see that later when we do the English lesson with Enrique. And that's really great. But the difference here with Cyrano following, again, I said it's not friendship. It's only a one-way street. And you have to offer some money with the friendship. So you have to earn this money because you're getting their stories and you're getting their cards. So if you lose that friendship, you lose all the stories and all the cards. And we'll see that later on how friendships work or following works in this app. So where are we? Okay. I feel like I said I'd learn the Russian in the next 5 minutes. I think I already know it, but we got to go to some more difficult games to prove it. So we were just on the one card game. I'm going to go to the multiple card game. Now, just again, going to let everyone know one more time, just to see how this works. On the top, we see we have mayum, something eta. My something is. What's missing? We have to pick the Russian word that's missing. And what do we choose from? We choose from the options below. I think it was v mayom goradia eta. In my city. Which one is city? Well, Goradia, which we see here, is the second option on the bottom.
Горадия.
So we have a sentence on top and it's missing a portion of it and the options are below. Something nazivalis igra v kalmara. The game was called, no. Igra, the game was called Squid Game. Igra, game. See Gael representing. Ana tak nazivalis. It was so called.
Она.
Ana meaning she or it. Потому что polya, because the field or court had the shape formi or formi na kalmara. The shape of a squid. In my city. Ana nazivalas. Oh no! She was so called. Ayah! Formi na kalmara. Not v. Na. Ana tak nazivalas.
Называлась.
Ana tak nazivalas. So this is the sentence, a random sentence with a missing word. Igra Nazivales. The
Nazivales.
game was called Squid Game. Formi na calmara. So this is a sentence missing a word. We can then kick it up. Потому что поле.
Что?
We can kick it up, and now we can go. Let me do one more. Pahadilla was like the form of a squid. Okay, this is when we kick it up. Now we have the whole section with all the lines and one line is missing. Same exact idea. Okay, we have on the top, these are the lines. The third line is missing. So it's V'moyam Goradieta, in my city. Igra Nazivales, Igra V'kalmara. There was a game called Squid Game. Then what was the next line? What are the options? We look on the bottom. It was called that because the field... Again, these are all the lines. There are 5 lines we're trying to learn today in Russian. There's one missing. I already know what it is. Флаката. Was like the form of a squid. It was so called because the court, потому что поле, because the court, let's see, in my city there was, yeah. When it's one on its own, it's just a section name, which you know is местные традиции. В моем городе это, in my city, is a game called Squid Game. It was called this, it was so called, она так называлась. Nice. So now we're going to scatter. This is the last one I like doing to really solidify what I know here. So this is a game, игра, called Nazivales, Squid Game, Igra Kalmara. So this is the sentence on the bottom, and it's out of order. She, so-called, or
Nazivales.
it, so-called, was like, pahadilla, form of a squid. Pahadilla was like the form of a squid. The game was called Squid Game.
Игра в кальмара.
In my city,
Goradia.
Because the court
Что?
or field, it
Она
so-called
называлась.
game called Squid
Называлась.
Game.
Игра в кальмара.
It was like the
Пахадила.
form of a squid. Game called Squid Game.
Называлась. Игра в кальмара. Называлась. Игра в кальмара.
In my
В?
city,
Goradia.
в моем городе. All right. So we got first line. В моем городе это. В моем городе это. In my city. Игра называлась игра в кальмара. It was so called, она так называлась, because the court or field, потому что поле, was like the form of a squid. Пахадила форми на кальмара. Ooh, made a little bit more money there, getting these right. Once you get a card right 3 times, you get 1 coin. If you get it wrong 3 times in a row, you will lose a coin. Just keep that in mind. So let's take a look at that from the top. Then we're going to listen to the English. We're going to listen to the Russian and see if I can do it myself. So we're going to do this game here with the eye with the card on it, and that'll just play this section for you over and over again. Местные традиции, and you can translate it in the moment. В моем городе это.
Игра называлась игра.
Называлась.
Она так называлась.
She or it.
Походила формой на кальмара.
That's it. Those are the 5 lines. So, you see the 5 lines here?
Традиции.
5. Line 1.
В моем городе это.
В моем городе это. In my city.
Игра называлась игра в кальмара.
Игра называлась игра в кальмара. Потому что поле. It's the 4th one.
Походила формой на кальмара.
Those are the 5 lines. Now, this is something you can watch over and over again, translate in the moment, really focus on the words you don't know. The hardest word for me right now is
В
probably
моем городе
в моем, is the pronunciation here of the first line. В моем городе это. And this word, называлась.
называлась игра в кальмара.
Называлась. Называлась.
Она так называлась.
Потому что поле. I can add the audio to that. Потому что поле. Потому что поле. All right. We've listened. Now let's get that English one more time, and then we're going to hear the Russian, which I'm pretty excited about.
Played in a court shaped like a squid.
Ta-dum. Turns out there was no Russian video of Squid Game. And this app, like, Diska needs a video. So what are we going to do? Well, let's see. Let's see if it'll play some video for us. Let's go full screen. Exiting. Don't worry about that. Squid Game. Okay, we're back to Squid Game. It's in English. And now, if you're at this part of the app and you select the flag, it's going to change it to the target language. Now it's in Russian. There was no Squid Game video. So I took the dialogue or the words or whatever, and then I put it into Synthesia.io, which makes the AI videos for you. We're just going to listen to the first 4 or 5 lines. I think it's 5 lines we saw in Russian. Let's do it.
В моем городе это.
В моем городе это. I should have had him say Squid Game. But he went right into it. Your boy went right into it. В моем городе это. In my city, there is.
Игра называлась «Игра в кальмара».
Игра называлась игра в кальмара. He just said that. I mean,
Она так называлась,
она так называлась. It was so called
потому что поле
потому что поле. Because the court
походило формой на кальмара.
походила формой на
Правило.
кальмара. Походила формой на кальмара. Was like the shape of a squid. Isn't this cute? Squid Game, I just said. Squid Game in episode 1, scene 1. Russian, по-русски, русский язык. It's pretty cool. I think I could have used a mnemonic on называлась. So a little bit kind of like, come on, называлась. Sounds like Navy vowels. But there was enough process of elimination for me to kind of learn it. So I feel like without looking at the words, I'm going to make a video for this. On Fridays or maybe on Saturdays, I'll try to do just like a full-on, all my videos of what I learned in the Russian, in the Spanish, in the Korean will be the first lesson of Korean today, which I don't know any Korean. I mean, like a word here or there. And we'll get into that later. So let me give this a shot. So we got Игра в кальмара. Okay, this is Игра в кальмара. That's Squid Game. We got the section today, which is Местные традиции. That's local tradition. My messed up knee is local to me. Местные традиции, local tradition. And then we got the first line, which is like, and again, the accent needs work. В моем городе. In my city. Okay? Игра называлась игра в кальмара. There's a game. It's called Squid Game. Она так называлась. It's called that. Потому что поле. Because the court походила в форме на кальмара. Was like the form of a squid. Pew, 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 pew. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. I love this technique. I think it's the best. Why is it the best? It's just, I just know it is, but I'm just here to prove it. I don't have the proof. But there's logic, there's common sense. Like me knowing the English, I mean, that's it. Story based, amazing. Then I know the English going in. Because people do story based, but they don't memorize the English first. Mnemonics, graphics. When we get friendship in, we'll see that with Enrique later on. Fire. All right, we're going to keep going. Radhika in the cut. Radhika, we just finished the Russian lesson. Now we're going to go into the Spanish lesson. So we're going to learn that same Squid Game, but we're going to learn the Spanish. Okay? Now, I'm going to change out some of these jams. I know I'm supposed to make scenes so that it's quicker and all that, but let's see. I think I have a Spanish one of this bad boy. Let's look at this. Squid Game. We're learning the Spanish. Yes. The Spanish of it all. And it'll take me 2 minutes to get this going. Just gotta... The interesting about this, and when anyone wants to learn multiple languages, I mean, the reason why I believe this is going to be the biggest hack in language learning for those who want to be polyglots, who want to learn many, many languages, the biggest hack has got to be this, because you just learn... You just got to learn the English once, really, right? Once we know the English, we're like, okay, we know what's going on right now. We already got it. Once you know that English, you could just move on to bigger and better things. So we are now learning